Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Hey, my friend, welcome to today's episode of Pivot Parenting. If you haven't realized, we are doing a series, and it is my first book, How I Fixed My Teen. We're on chapter 3 today. I hope that you are enjoying it. This was definitely a labor of love. I wrote this book in a few short weeks, and it is definitely from the heart from me to you. My second book is not much different in the fact that it's from my heart, although it's very different in context. It is titled How Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah, and it reads as a fiction. It's a young woman's journal, and it is a metaphor for how her mother and brother have essentially tainted the name of Christ for her. Her mother embodies the harms that organized religion can cause, and her brother, patriarchy. And through her growing up, she wants nothing to do with Christ because of the depiction of him that she has been presented with. And it is how she actually comes to terms with who Christ is in her life. This is definitely not boring. It is not dry, and it is not all fluff, as some books are. It is raw, it is real, it is not for the faint of heart. If you would like to know more about it and pre-order it, I have some fantastic bonuses. You can find all of this at the link in the show notes or by visiting me at heatherfrazier.com. Now, let's go with chapter 3. Chapter 3, Control. It's my fault, and also let me do everything. For years, I punished myself for my daughter's unruly behavior that I didn't like. My brain was relentless in showing me the ways that I sucked. I failed her because I didn't see what was really going on, handled things poorly, or was too scared to do anything. I remember not being consistent enough with important things like prayer and deep conversations, seeing below her surface what's really happening in her heart and brain, and not knowing exactly how to control her into being who I knew she really was. The basics. It was my job to help her be her best self. So when she was 13-ish and threw me a shoulder in the kitchen, I reacted by shoving both her shoulders, thus pushing her back into the wall, and then asking if she wanted to fight with a totally serious, aggressive expression. I was so affronted by her physical aggression that I immediately reacted to keep her in her place. She wasn't about to assert dominance over me, and I made sure she knew that. Not my best moment. I can still see the shock on her face. In defense, I was such a doormat that she probably thought I'd just go cry. I told her that throwing a shoulder in junior high would land you in a fight, and to be really careful about that. It was mostly a front to justify my trigger response. Control, how I appear, right? I'm always in control, or at least that's what I wanted her to think of me. I wonder if she remembers. Regardless, I took to the extreme to teach her a lesson about junior high kids that day, and that she couldn't be physically besting me. My job was to do everything, plus teach her everything, plus get her to comply, equals keep her safe, control. As my BFF, you know I like being helpful to a fault. It's only been more recently that I tell people no, because for so long, I thought that if I could do it all, I would remain in control and secure of the outcomes I wanted. The outcomes that told me I was doing a great job. I'm really good at pleasing people. I learned from the best. Love you, Mom. But I can't master doing it in the altruistic, unrelenting way all the time like her. I had to figure out another way that fit me better. Until Lark hit puberty, I was successful at maintaining control and therefore the belief that I was rad. I really was. Homemade birthday cakes, freshly baked cookies, going easy on chores, lots of play dates, saying yes despite being too tired, and my kids adored me. It was hard, but it was heaven. I reigned supreme with my husband working 80 to 100 hours weekly. Very little went wrong, and I was fulfilled and in control, albeit tired and lonely for my fabulous husband. Fast forward a few years, and lessons learned about self acceptance. When Lark was around 16 years old, we were at the mall. We went into a store where a lovely 20-something lady helped us. I can't even remember exactly what she asked, but I remember being honest, completely honest, a skill I was trying to learn at the time. We didn't want to buy what she'd shown us. I didn't think I was rude, having spent several years working the sales floor. I just told her, thanks, but it's not a yes from us today. Lark was horrified as we walked out. She said I was such a Karen. In case you don't know, Karen is a slang term for a middle-aged white woman who uses her privilege to the detriment of others. She's unhinged, yells, and demands her way at managers and staff. There's often a racist element as well. I was totally affronted when she called me a Karen. I was simply sharing my plans with respect to the saleswoman. I distinctly remember thinking, you can't silence the voice I have finally found. Now I respect myself enough not to waste my time listening to a sales pitch of something I don't want, or wasting my money buying something to please a salesperson. Loving all of yourself is the second essential step to fixing your teen.
Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know if you are struggling to make sense of your teen's behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you.
Friend to friend, I hope you understand this important part of fixing your teen. Stop trying to control how people see you. Some people won't like you all the time, even your teens. This isn't a problem. I don't know if the saleswoman appreciated not being let on for another 5 minutes or if she thought I was a Karen. She didn't seem to be upset, but honestly, I love the skill of loving people and I love respecting myself even more. It was a huge step in the right direction for Lark's words to not send me into a tailspin of self-doubt and weird tactics of trying to win back her favor. I also immediately made peace with Lark's interpretation of my actions. How? By reflecting on my intentions, which were love and respect toward all three of us. I thought I'd have spoken up exactly the same again and had no ill feelings for the sales lady, Lark, or myself. I just didn't want the face lotion and told her. That's called doing business. Then I gave myself permission to be honest. The price for self-respect is self-love, which is giving up control of how others see you, especially your teen. Seriously, I try to remember the lesson all of us girls sat for that made us believe we have to self-abandon, make sure that everyone around us is happy, look pretty all the time, never cause uncomfortable situation, lie about our true feelings and desires if they don't coincide with others' desires, and do not have opinions that might hurt others or be wrong in any way. Do you remember that semester in school? That it's our job to control others' feelings if they like and approve of us? Can we please stop? I've been trying for years, and it's been magic so far. I can't even picture how much better the world would be if we all gave up the school of thought. I don't mean walking around and saying, screw you to everyone. I love being nice. My truest self is nice and honest. Because honesty is nice to them and me. Spoiler, some people don't think being honest is nice. They may call you a Karen. Just keep being nice and honest. Saying no when I'm too tired or uninterested. I tell my kids I love them and that their breath stinks and they better go brush their teeth. If their mom doesn't tell them, their peers will, and that will most likely be less kind. It's saying your opinions are valid, and so are mine. They don't have to be the same. It's saying, I love you, husband, and I also need your help because I'm drowning. It's finally living completely authentically, the most genuine kind of love and connection I could offer my family and friends, knowing that they might not like me as much, even call me a Karen, and doing it anyway. Because to reject your voice any longer will destroy your soul. It would be more painful to self-reject long-term than to see who will love you, the whole you, wild, honest, beautiful, and messy. It's terrifying, but it's also completely liberating because it's honest. Love is truth, and truth is freedom. They're all connected. Self-acceptance is letting go of everything except yourself and allowing them to be them and you to be you, come what may. It strengthens some relationships and breaks down others that are founded on the fake parts of us. It's realizing you never did control them, how they saw you, and whether they're happy. You are not that powerful. You never have been. And it's a beautiful, freeing thing when it finally clicks. The wrong kind of control destroys your soul and your relationships. How are you feeling, bestie? It's normal to feel disoriented if this is all new info that's sinking in. It's okay. Pause and let's breathe. It's going to be okay. Let me tell you another story to illustrate how we're taught to self-abandon over self-love. My first kiss. In this same social rules class, we were also taught everything is our fault. Flashback to my sweet age of 16. There was this guy I liked. We'll call him Rodeo. His friend liked my friend, so we often ran into each other around town and at school functions. One fateful evening, my friend told me we were invited to a party and Rodeo would be there. I was pumped. I wanted to see him, even though I never had the guts to really talk to him when we were together. We just exchange awkward glances from across the room or slow dance at the after game stomp in silence. As the day drew on, every instinct in my body told me not to go. But the good friend that I was, I knew she wanted to go, and part of me wanted to see him, to be awkward and oogle him. So I went. There was not a party. The whole house was dark as we pulled into the drive. Again, every cell in my body was screaming to the point of me feeling nauseous. But I'd committed, and it's not polite to back out and disappoint your friend or a cute boy. This is me full on self-abandoning, but I wouldn't realize this for a few more decades. After all, it's my job to be nice and keep others happy. So I went in. Still, no lights got turned on. Just two guys and the two of us. We all awkwardly chilled for a few minutes until Rodeo turned to me and told me that there was a pool out back and if I wanted to see it. Yes! I was seriously so dumb. He grabbed my hand and a thrill of electric excitement jolted through me as we went downstairs. He liked me. I was floating and shaking and elated and horrified. Still, no lights on to see the pool from the walkout basement. He fumbled around, acting like he was looking for a light switch for a moment. Classic. It was really nice. Sarcasm with that one. I couldn't see the pool. No freaking lights. And that's what I was hoping for. And the attention that I craved for happened. He kissed me, my first kiss. I wanted him to kiss me. I wanted him to want me. It felt good until it didn't. I had no idea how to kiss a boy, and I panicked, froze. At this point, you may be wondering one of two things. What does this have to do with fixing my teen? Or two, what the crap happened? I assure you that this is one experience that greatly shaped the teen I became moving forward, which has everything to do with how I saw myself and thus how I parented and saw my children. I'll tie it together pretty for you, I promise. I loved the attention, but then he started getting handsy, and that's the part I didn't love. I just wanted a kiss. I just wanted to feel wanted and special. I didn't want to hurt his feelings, and I didn't want him to think badly of me. I didn't want to ruin my friend's good time, who knew what was happening there. I didn't know how to reconcile what I wanted and what I didn't. And I had so much confusion and disbelief as to what was happening running through my brain and body that I did nothing. After what felt like forever, he eventually stopped and we went upstairs. I remember feeling grateful to him for not wanting to get horizontal on the couch we were leaning against. I do not remember leaving the party. I do remember stopping for gas as we drove home and my friend telling me that the guys had been drinking before we showed up. Even better. Fortunately, she hadn't gone a kiss that night. My brain was reeling with elation that he liked me, that I was special, and horror that it had gone farther than I'd wanted, that I was bad for what I'd done, what he had done to me. The next Monday, I walked the halls of school feeling like there was a scarlet letter burning brightly on my face. Everyone who glanced my way surely knew, despite Rodeo attending the rival high school. I was horrified at what I'd done, what that meant about me. Rodeo never spoke to me or looked at me again. He told his friend, who was still flirting with my friend, that I basically just stood there, shaking. Mortification. I was burned so hard that something died in me. That sweet, naive girl was gone. I quickly assumed the role of Rodeo and played every guy that crossed my path after that. I'm a quick learner, and I'd rather be wrong or bad with intention, with control, than be the poor sucker who nobody wants. My self-abandonment in the micro of that evening turned into self-abandonment in the macro of my dating life post the first kiss, all in the name of perceived control. This is where it comes full circle. I was wrong. I thought that what happened to me was my fault. I even confessed it to the clergy. After all, I wanted this kiss, his attention, and I didn't stop his hands from grabbing my butt, from crossing the line of what I wanted into what made me feel uncomfortable. It was my fault. I didn't control him or the situation. Therefore, I was bad. It was in my late 30s that I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Jennifer Finlayson Fife talking about consent, a human freeze response, and what assault can look like, that I realized it was not my fault, that I did not sin, and that I was not a bad person, that my body couldn't have had control in the situation. My nervous system froze. It was not consensual. Also, you don't say yes to everything by saying yes to one thing. I wept for that 16-year-old. Her self-perspective was so distorted and wounded from never knowing that simple truth. Fast forward to being Lark's mom. I would weep over the same thing as I failed to control her, not knowing that her choices, not considered assault, but still putting my sense of self and value into question, were not my fault and not for me to control, react from, or hate myself for. That I could let go of choices that weren't mine to find freedom and relief and the ability to unconditionally love myself and Lark. Love value is 100% intact right now. Doesn't matter what's been done to you, at you, or by you. You are lovable, good, and imperfect all at once, just like we're supposed to be. You don't need to control anyone but yourself for you to be good enough. And just so you know, I have never told anyone my first kiss story in full detail until now. That is how much shame is tied to it. So much shame. Only my 16-year-old best friends knew the details until right now, and I love that they love me still. It's a work in progress that I'm unraveling. That hateful education that socialized me to be a people-pleasing at my own detriment kind of woman. We think this is controlling the situation, making everyone safe and happy. It's not. This is a huge piece to fixing your teen. This is the part where we're at Ivy crying over our acai bowls, and I'm grabbing your hand and you're hugging me close, and we see and love each other for who we are at our most wounded cores. My love, you are good and worthy, and nobody but you needs to see or believe that. Please don't try to convince anyone. I chased every boy in town trying to feel worthy and wanted. I chased my kids around wanting them to love me and to make me look like a good parent so that others would value me. It doesn't work. Controlling our kids or how others see us if they like us isn't where peace lives. Either they get it or they don't. They like us, our kids, or they don't. And that's for them to figure out. Accepting yourself is a key player in bringing peace to all of your relationships, especially the one with yourself. You can love your teen and be a good parent when they tell you otherwise. You cannot see eye to eye with your spouse, and it doesn't make either of you bad or wrong. Your mom might criticize your daughter's short shorts and your son's long hair. Doesn't matter. Do you run around doing everything, losing sleep, not getting to things that fill your soul because you have to be practical? Because it's more important to maintain control of the situation of your teen than to let go of the control you think you have? You don't. And as your best friend, I'm obligated to tell you the truth. If your teen wants to smoke weed, they will. If they want to lie to you, they will. If they want to go to church, they will. It's them, not you. Please stop buying into the lie that if you're perfect, your teen will be perfect and you'll live happily ever after. Oh, and also you can only approve of your efforts and like yourself if everything is perfect. Nope, still a lie. It's not your fault. You don't have to do everything. And you can only control how you think, feel, and behave as a parent. This is more than enough to feel better and help your entire family, I promise. When we embrace this truth, we free up so much time and energy to focus on the beautiful things in life. We have more time to actually be a good parent. We have brain space to help our kids better, be better spouses, have fun, do things we love. Do you feel relieved? Just focus on loving yourself and let your kids figure out for themselves as well. This brings me to the next mountain to climb. Step 3.
Heather is the one, an expert in the field. She knows her parenting stuff, including how confusing it can be. You've tried it all, and it's a lost cause. Crying in the closet 'cause you failed at being a mom. But think again, there's peace around the corner and there's hope in your hands. Your kid just wants your love.